Hi, and welcome back to the Healthy Voyager. I'm Carolyn Scott, and this time you're joining me in Fairbanks and Northern Alaska.
Fairbanks, the largest city in the interior region of Alaska, is a hub of natural beauty and activity for outdoor enthusiasts. A day's drive to the Arctic Circle and base camp to Denali National Park, Fairbanks is also renowned for the northern lights, the midnight sun, and sunsets and sunrises that last forever. A region with a rich history and cultural significance, Fairbanks is an incredible destination year-round. Where to stay in Fairbanks? Pike's Waterfront Lodge, of course. Just a stone's throw from the airport, perched on the banks of the Chena River, Pike's Landing was built in 1959, the year Alaska obtained statehood. The lodge has since been developed into what it is today, including a fine dining room, a 400-seat outdoor patio and atrium, 180 guest rooms, 28 cozy cabins, mini golf course, bocce ball courts, greenhouse, library, theater, and the Aurora Discovery Institute. The lodge boasts a rustic, pioneer-style log cabin theme throughout the grounds, while offering plenty of modern amenities, great food from breakfast to dinner, and even late-night eats and drinks along with fun things for all ages around every corner. Lucky duck.
Quack, ready for your lucky duck fortune? Lucky for you, I see relaxation in your future. Quack, so kick back and enjoy the sights. And hope you don't get eaten by a bear. Quack, quack.
What's my fortune? Dreamy.
The grounds are expansive and showcase the fun that the family-run lodge aims to promote. Celebrating the natural beauty of the surrounding area, the activities and amenities at the lodge are an extension of the locals' love of nature. Be it activities on the river, their beautiful gardens, to the auroras, there's no shortage of things to do in and around the lodge.
Come on.
The Aurora Discovery Institute is a free exhibit for guests of Pike's Lodge, offering visitors a means to experience and learn about the aurora year-round. With multiple stations including an 8-foot interactive globe, it gives guests opportunities to see how the aurora works, the science behind what causes this natural phenomenon, along with tips on how to photograph them. On the other side of the property, you'll find the Riverfront Deck and Theater, a free, cozy library that is also home to a movie theater, pool table, and board games for people of all ages to enjoy, along with fun photo ops. While Pike's had plenty to keep me busy, it was time for me to start exploring the Fairbanks area, and my first stop was Pioneer Park.
So I'm here at Pioneer Park, which is located in downtown Fairbanks. It's this great little free activity park for families and people of all ages. They've moved historic homes from the area from like the 1800s to the park for you to visit. They've become shops and restaurants now. They've also got this great old paddle boat here, a train that goes all the way around the park, and live events. Let's go check it out.
Pioneer Park is a historic village that features original buildings moved from downtown Fairbanks, as well as museums and the gold rush. Come enjoy the carousel, as well as the train that runs the perimeter of the park, an array of local shops and rustic cabin restaurants, From shows and live entertainment to festivals, guided history tours, mini golf and playgrounds, a plethora of exhibits that teach guests about the early days of Fairbanks and the gold rush. Stay for a couple of hours or spend a full day. Pioneer Park offers fun for the whole family.
I'm a sucker for Dole Whip, and I found some at Frosty Paws.
The park is full of treats around every corner, both passive as well as interactive, including panning for gold and a wide variety of classes and demonstrations for people of all ages. As mentioned, Fairbanks and Alaska in general has a rich tapestry of history, as well as cultural and geographical significance. The area is home to several wonderful museums that delve into that history, and one of the best is the Museum of the North. Located on the grounds of the University of Alaska Fairbanks, the Museum of the North is home to unique exhibits and breathtaking architecture, perched on a hill that overlooks Fairbanks. The museum is broken up into sections from natural history, cultural exhibits, and even a beautiful art gallery. Soon to be the permanent home of the famed Bus 142 from the tragic story of Chris McCandless of Into the Wild, guests can spend hours exploring the Natural History Gallery, with displays from dinosaur fossils to life-size Alaskan wildlife, in-depth information on the indigenous tribes of the region, and more. Upstairs, the museum features beautiful Alaskan art. It was time to venture out of the city and into the wilderness in hopes to catch my first glimpse of the Alaskan auroras.
Well, I finally made it to Borealis Base Camp, which is located just outside of Fairbanks. And as you can see behind me, there are these really cool domes. You can stay on those. They have skylights, so you can just check out the view below. And right now, it's Northern Light season, so these are fantastic to stay in and get the whole view. It's also home to Latitude 65, which I've heard rave reviews about this restaurant, so let's go take a tour.
One of the most famous places in Fairbanks is Borealis Base Camp, and there's no question as to why. The viewing igloo cabins overlook the stunning landscape and is one of the best places on Earth to view the Northern Lights. Just 25 miles from the city of Fairbanks, Borealis Base Camp offers an experience unlike any other. On 100 acres of pristine boreal forest, they're immersed within the Alaskan wilderness. View the dancing lights of the aurora borealis from a modern geodesic igloo or modern luxury cubes. Explore the rugged landscape with their unique variety of on-site activities and understand the allure of the far north. I had the pleasure of staying in their new cubes that boast large floor-to-ceiling windows, giving guests an unforgettable view, while the lavish amenities draw you to stay, such as the in-room sauna and soaking tub. The Family Cube offers plenty of space to relax, along with 2 full bathrooms, stylish decor, and all the creature comforts of home. Latitude 65, the on-site dining establishment, is located in a craftsman-built Alaskan yurt that overlooks the boreal forest. In between activities, enjoy meticulously crafted meals from the comfort of the Latitude 65 dining room. The mission of Latitude 65 is to provide guests with a true Alaskan eating experience, serving all sustainable Alaskan ingredients, having established relationships with local farmers to provide local produce. Because of this, accommodating vegans and special diets is not an issue for the team at Latitude 65. And in fact, they knock it out of the park by showcasing all of the delicious produce grown in the region, while elevating Alaskan cuisine to modern heights.
Well, it's early morning here at Borealis Base Camp, and I'm starting my day full of activities. They've got a number of activities that you can enjoy here on site. You can UTV, you can dog sled, you can obviously observe the northern lights, you can make s'mores at night by your fire pit, but the morning activity that I'm most excited about is walking the reindeer.
The Borealis Base Camp experience includes an active sampler of life in the last frontier. Launch into miles of wilderness on a dog sled or snow machine, skim across the treetops in a flight scene tour, or explore the boreal forest on foot while walking a reindeer.
Me and my reindeer on a Monday morning walk.
During summer and fall, the snow machines are stored until winter, and base camp breaks out of the ATVs. Guests gear up and are taken on a fun tour through the Alaskan backcountry.
Time to roll. Dust in my mouth.
The tour takes adventurers on a fun and hilly drive to a variety of viewpoints and alongside the famous Alaskan pipeline. The terrain is gorgeous and a really fun way to explore the area around Borealis Base Camp. Back at base camp, it was time for a hearty lunch at the pub, as well as some time to chat with the chef and even go foraging for some local ingredients.
But like I said, like, you can eat it.
Has no flavor.
It has zero flavor. And I mean, like, the taste is nothing.
Tastes like reindeer poop. No.
No. No. We make a spruce tip butter. So in the spring, all of the trees, the spruce trees on the property will get fresh spruce tips. So that's the very first forage that I do for the restaurant season, is spruce tips. And this would get made into, like, we'll make a jelly or a jam. We will actually forage these, and now that I've seen these, we'll forage these this week actually, before they all fall off.
Awesome.
But like I said, the sugars get super concentrated and it's almost like a sweet jelly now.
Yeah.
So, and it's, like I said, so we wait for the first frost for this one.
Back at the pub, Chef and I chatted about how he creates the menu, based on season and local ingredients. And then we tried some of his frozen forages before I dove into a delicious lunch. Sadly, it was time for me to depart Borealis Base Camp. However, I was about to embark on another Alaskan adventure.
Well, it's early morning here at the Northern Alaska Tour Company. I am heading up to the Arctic Circle on a land tour, and then tomorrow I'll be flying back. We are packing up the bus. Let's get out of here.
Northern Alaskan Tour Company specializes in land and air tours of Northern Alaska. I had the opportunity to join them on a half land and half air overnight tour to the Arctic Circle. The tour company pioneered Arctic Circle touring on Alaska's Dalton Highway, as much of the region is accessible only by air, while the only land route through the region is the Dalton Highway. The Dalton Highway is a rugged land route that leads north from Fairbanks, crossing over the Yukon River and the Arctic Circle, traversing the Brooks Mountain Range, passing over the Arctic coastal plain, and ending on the shores of the Arctic Ocean at Deadhorse, Prudhoe Bay.
So one of the stops on the tour up to the Arctic Circle is here at the mighty Yukon River. You can see the bridge past us that took us from one side to the other. It's really impressive going over the bridge to see how wide this river is and how expansive. It's beautiful, and we're going to stop and have some lunch before heading to the Arctic Circle.
After a quick lunch and rest stop at Yukon River Camp, we continued our tour down the Dalton Highway to our destination, the Arctic Circle. While en route, we learned about the history of the Alaskan pipeline, watched videos about the area, as well as great educational videos about the gold rush, gold mining, and then, of course, the discovery of the area's liquid gold. We also made several stops to stretch our legs and check out some of the wild landscape.
So the tour has finally gotten to the Arctic Circle, as you can see with the sign behind me. We've made it. I'm stoked. This is the first time I've crossed it in the US. I've crossed it several times in other countries, but doing it in my homeland. Let's go. All right, about to cross the Arctic Circle.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Across the Arctic Circle
Thank
and survived this adventurous journey.
Thank you so much, Will.
And all the potholes, which are a fun time.
The potholes are good.
Crossing the Arctic Circle, especially in Alaska, is something that very few travelers get to do because of the time commitment of the drive and rough terrain. So getting there is an accomplishment on its own. But getting to spend the night in the area is something even less people get to experience. I got to spend the night in Coldfoot, Alaska, at the northernmost truck stop in the world.
So north of the Arctic Circle, you will find Coldfoot Camp. It was originally mining, and now it's a truck stop for truckers in between Fairbanks and getting all the way to the bay. Alaska's ginormous, if you didn't know. So this is kind of the halfway point. And camping here for the night, gonna look for some auroras, and I'm gonna head off to dinner in the cafe. Let's go.
Located near the famously beautiful gates of the Arctic National Park and Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, Coldfoot Camp provides easy access for adventure and play in the surrounding Brooks Range wilderness. Coldfoot's prime location at mile 175 on the Dalton Highway serves as a natural base for summer flight seeing, hiking, rafting, and all-around exploring. In the colder months, there's world-class aurora viewing, dog mushing adventures, and a chance to take a scenic backcountry snowshoe tour with a local guide. Coldfoot Camp is open year-round and features a cafe, rustic yet clean overnight accommodations, tour services, fuel, and minor tire repairs. Well, I'm here inside a cabin in Wiseman, which is about 17 miles away from Coldfoot Camp. And Coldfoot Camp offers a variety of excursions when you're staying up in the area. And this one is to watch the auroras from this zero light pollution little town of 11 people. So we can stay warm in here and have hot cocoa and tea while the guide sits outside and looks for the auroras and then tells us when we can go outside so we're not freezing our butts off out there. But I think I'm going to join him for a little bit over by the fire and watch for the lights. One of the main reasons folks head to the Fairbanks area is to catch a glimpse of the auroras, and at Coldfoot Camp, this is one of their most popular excursions. The guide helps guests capture the best possible photos while keeping a blazing fire to keep everyone warm while waiting for the sky show to begin. Morning at Coldfoot Camp means a hearty buffet breakfast. So up here at Coldfoot Camp, you never know what you're going to find. They actually have a pretty great selection of food, and they have a buffet for breakfast and dinner, and they're open 24 hours and serve diner food. They actually bake on the premises. There was a potato bun that I had last night with dinner that was fantastic. So it's always funny what you're going to find in rural places, rustic places, places in the middle of nowhere. You might just be surprised. After breakfast, I got to partake in a brisk morning bike ride into the Arctic wilderness with a local guide.
Fat bike tour.
The bike tour is quite improvisational and tailored to the group, but I have to say, besides a flight-seeing tour, biking the area was an exhilarating way to explore the area and even spot some wildlife. Not to be missed and across the highway from Coldfoot Camp is the Arctic Interagency Visitor Center. I was quite impressed with the center as it served as a wonderful little museum that showcases local wildlife and interesting exhibits about the Alaskan interior. And just like that, it was time for the air tour portion of my Arctic Circle tour.
All right, it's time for me to leave Coldfoot and take an Air Arctic back to Fairbanks. Let's board.
Little known fact, Alaska has more private pilots per capita than any other state in the U.S. Less than 1% of the U.S. population has a private pilot certificate. Being that much of the state is only accessible by air due to snow, ice, and lack of roads to remote areas, hopping onto a small plane is quite common.
Off we go.
The drive up to the Arctic Circle from Fairbanks is roughly 10 hours, while the flight back is only 1 hour and a great way to see the terrain traversed just 24 hours before. This northern Alaska tour is definitely a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Back in Fairbanks, it was happy hour, so I made a beeline to a very unique local distillery.
So I'm here at Ursa Major Distillery. The reason I wanted to come here is because I was told that they use sourdough as their base for rums, which I find super interesting because sourdough is very prevalent in the interior and possibly all over Alaska. So let's go get a drink.
The first distillery in Fairbanks, and only the third in the state of Alaska, the folks at Ursa Major are dedicated to the fine craft of small batch spirits. A self-taught distiller, Rob began creating spirits in 2012 and released Ursa's first vodka in 2013, with gin and rum following shortly. As a small family-run business, Ursa Major Distilling is proud to be a part of the interior Alaskan community, offering retail and tastings all in one place.
Doing the dark one first. Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, we kind of treat the barrels like you would a bourbon barrel, so it kind of has a lot of whiskey notes to it.
You can try that one.
Caramels and
All right,
vanillas.
this is a lighter guy.
That's why our old fashioned is pretty popular. It's got a lot of whiskey notes to it.
I like the darker guy. He's my favorite. So I was chatting with Rob while he was mixing the cocktails and how he got started with it, somewhat for the same reasons that all Alaskans were using sourdough to begin with, because yeast was hard to come by. And for him, it just became expensive. So he thought, since he was using sourdough anyway, to make his spirits out of it. And so now he makes a vodka, a gin, an akavit, which is very Scandinavian and popular here in Alaska. And then, of course, the rum. And I think it tastes fantastic, just the shots. But this is a Mai Tai, and this is an old fashioned. Let's try it.
As you can see, there's so much to experience in and around the Fairbanks, Alaska area, which is why I'm urging you to come back for part 2.
I hope you'll join me on the next Healthy Voyager. Bye!